Bradley is back with another sneak peek of Valley of the Dead. Now, I have done more work on it, but I want to talk about the lighting system. The last time you saw this painting, it had a brighter look to it, particularly right in the middle here. So what I did was I adjusted I got a new lighting system that's right above me and off to the left on the wall, ceiling, so to speak. So what it's going to do is allow this painting to kind of be videotaped in a slightly darker tone, which I think will be much more appealing, because last time I had too much brightness in this area, and that bothered me. That bothered me a lot. So, like, the moon is all really bright this time. It's really bright back here. And then what I wanted to kind of do, I haven't quite finished it yet, but I got more work done, like on here, this section here, over there, over here. And I'm just about finished with the bottom section, the foreground, so to speak. So it's going to be ready in a couple weeks. And hopefully I'll even get a better videotape YouTube video for you. So I'm getting used to this new lighting system. The new lighting system is really cool. I think it's much more effective because, like I said before, the other lighting systems were just too bright, too overwhelming, and I think this plays better to the painting, I would say, and particularly the black and white ones. So, I think this will work. I think what I'm going to do next time, I got Musty the Clown completely done. He should be really interested in my new lighting system. But like I said, I added a whole bunch of new details, particularly these branches up here, kind of pushing out this way towards the moon. And I added all this stuff right here. This big gnarly dead tree, bunch of little dead trees down here. And the foreground is almost completely done right here. Before, you only saw it right about from here up. So I got a lot more done in this section here. The same with this side over here. So hopefully in a couple weeks I'll have this section where the Milo pointer is completely down to the bottom of the canvas. The foreground, so to speak. So I was kind of working on it a little bit today because I want to get this one completed. It's starting to drive me nuts because I don't like to drag my paintings out that long. And I'm just trying desperately to try to get some paint. I've got, 3 completely finished, the Musty the Clown, the other 2, and this one should be done within a couple weeks. So I have 4 new paintings I got completed in the last, 4 months or whatever. And so I'm back on an upswing, so to speak. I kind of like that. You can still see all these little tombstones right here. They're a little more visible this time because it's darker here, and they kind of stand out on the ground. And that's what I kind of like right there. So, there's a lot of stuff here. We got that moon back there, which is really illuminated heavily. And look at the background. It's really bright right in this area where the moon is actually set right there. And that's what I kind of like. It kind of like stands out right there. It kind of just stands out. Your eye kind of gets drawn to that moon in the brightness way over here. And that's what I kind of like. And then the rest of the painting's a little more toned down in brightness, which I kind of like, because I want to come across with this painting as a kind of post-apocalyptic type painting, where there's really not much hope here. It's just Valley of the Dead, tombstones, and grave markers down here and all through this section here. There's really nothing back here except wooded areas and dead trees and stuff like that. Same with this stuff way back here. Let me get some water first. I like the way this painting is turning out. When I post this on YouTube later on, I should be able to get a better gauge in what the lighting system looks like. But as far as I play these back when I finish them, just to see if it actually looks as good as this. And normally they look about the same. Maybe a tinge bit darker. You say dicker? How about darker? Excuse me. Anyway, like I said, this section over here, I started adding all this stuff today. This dead tree, I got a lot more work to do on it. I'm starting to really branch out the trunks instead of the tree trunks, so to speak. And Basically down here, you really can't make out much detail, but you can see some of the snow and stuff in the darker patches. And the same with on this side over here. Same scenario, all kinds of stuff like that. I'm having a blast with this painting. Like I said before, I keep adding detail to my paintings. I'm just like obsessed with detail. That's the really bad thing about, if you're an artist, you really, or whatever kind of artist you are, a sculptor, a canvas painter, or, whatever you want to do, beads, whatever you want to do. You're always obsessed with your work, your final work, because you want to make sure it comes across the way you envisioned it to come across, and of course the way you want other people to envision it, kind of sort of the same way you envision it, just because that's what you're trying to portray, right? I mean, that's the most important part here, is making sure that it looks exactly the way you intended it to look. But I think it's turning out pretty good. Worked about like 7 minutes on this video. But like I said, I got so much more work. I'm not gonna add a whole lot more detail in this section right here, except maybe highlight some of these with a little more whites here, a little more brightness right here. Maybe back here just a little bit. The same with this side over here. When you see these hills sloping downward like that, into the Valley of the Dead, the Tombstone section, you kind of want to keep these all dark here, because the center section kind of stands out a little bit compared to this side over here, compared to this side over here. I like to kind of give a deeper description of my paintings, what I'm trying to accomplish. And like I said, I got a few other paintings in progress right now. So basically, I'm having a blast, really. Just, recreating what's in my mind. I just love this kind of stuff, man. I'm always thinking about all the images on YouTube. The digital post-apocalyptic paintings, set to music and stuff like that. I'm always kind of thinking, well, I can just do that with my art, my paintbrush. I don't need an AI program or CGI program. I can kind of just do this myself. It's more fun to make it start from scratch, basically, with the white canvas or black canvas, and basically just kind of like create your own little world, so to speak. I don't know. I love doing this stuff, folks. It's so much fun. I wish I could show you some other paintings, but I wanted to just kind of I wanted to give you a little more update on this painting, because I felt it was important, because I was dissatisfied with that last posting I made on Valley of the Dead, because it's slightly too bright. And there was, like I said, I added more detail in the last week or so, particularly today and stuff like that, particularly on the foreground down here, so, and the other side, of course, right down here. So, it still looks a little bright right here, but I probably could have gone down one more number in my brightness. Maybe next time when I want to give you the final video on this, the completed version of this painting. Maybe this will be slightly darker here, but right now it looks pretty good. I've got like I said, I got the setting down to about 87 or something on the brightness, and the contrast is up a little bit, and so is saturation and and stuff like that, and sharpness too, of course, because I have a few settings on my webcam here. I can adjust the way the painting actually looks a little bit, along with the lighting above or something like that. So, I mean, I did not like the lighting above my basic studio light above me. That's good for Penny and Spidey Presents and stuff like that. But when I'm doing these paintings or these videos on these paintings, I want them to be kind of like composed in a certain frame. I mean, you got 18 by 14, the size of the canvas and stuff like that. I really wanted these to come across slightly more morbid looking, so to speak, and darker compared to my other brighter videos, like Butcher and Penny and Freddy and and Spidey Presents, like I just mentioned. So I just think it's more important to come across. This is like a whole different area for me. I mean, the other ones are more brighter looking. These are going to be more darker looking. I think they're going to represent what the painting actually looks like, or the paintings actually do look like. Instead of being like a studio, it's got all kinds of flickering lights and everything, and the overhead lights are just too bright. They're okay for the other videos, but for these type of paintings, I think the lighting situation suits this kind of painting much better, in my opinion. So, I don't know. It looks pretty good to me. We're up to about 11 minutes. We're going to talk a few more minutes about this. We're not going to go real long. Maybe about 18 minutes or something on this video length. So, anyways, like I said, this is well, as you probably already know, I'm only working one day now up at that goddamn shithole store, Cub Foods Uptown Shitville. So, I'm on my first official 6-day off every week. I love it, man. I was only working 2 days a week up to about last week. Now today is officially, or this week, well, actually this past week is officially my first only 1 day a week working up at Cub Foods. So that's nice now. Now I even have an extra day now, 6 days, and compared to 5. So to do shit, I was I got my thumping music in the back, of course, because it's I like that kind of ambient space music. It's kind of like just sets the tone a little bit. I like the way the shutting off the overhead light. It really makes the studio look dark, except for the light that's actually illuminating this painting a little bit. But it's going pretty good, I think. I can see much more detail on this darker lighting situation I got going right now. I can just see it. I can actually kind of see all the detail on all this upper section. We'll call this the background, of course. Same with over here. This is all the background right there, the sky level, and then of course this is right the middle ground, and of course you got the foreground right here. So you got to kind of view it as 3 sections. Really basically. So you got like the sky level right here, that's section 1. You got the middle section here, and then you got down here is getting close to the foreground, where you would walk into this area if you dare to go into these this forbidden zone, so to speak. Yeah, I like to make up all these little stories because it's fun. It's just what I do. It's just who I am, But I was gonna show another sneak peek. I actually did a video of this about 4 nights ago, but for some reason it was beautiful looking. I actually deleted it. Otherwise, it would have been up on my YouTube channel right now. But so I'm actually doing this one over again. I have the same settings because I wrote everything down. I always write my settings down on a piece of paper, on a little tablet. And so I got exactly the same dimensions and, the brightness and all that kind of stuff that I did the video that I accidentally deleted. God, that pissed me off. I went back to try to upload it to YouTube and it wasn't there. I go, what the hell? What did I? Because the thing is, you do like little samples, and then you kind of like, I always delete those samples, but I must have accidentally deleted the one that actually completed, which is at about 20 minutes. God, that was irritating as hell. So irritating, man. All that work like I'm doing now, just down the drain, man. And there's no way of retrieving it because once you delete it, it's gone. Except for the postings that you actually put up on your YouTube channel and stuff. They stay there forever, and they're in your computer forever. But not the one I did about 4 days ago with this particular painting. God, that was so irritating, man. Oh, all that work for nothing. Oh, I had a great video going. It's even better than the one I'm doing now. Hopefully this one does the one I deleted justice, So hopefully, God, that's so irritating. That's what I get for deleting all the crappy ones right before it. You know, the 2-minute ones when it's, you know, kind of gauging the way it looks and stuff when it would come across on the YouTube channel and stuff like that. So, you know, basically, it was my own fault, you know. I'm to blame. No one's to blame. Tonight, we will not do that. We will make sure we save this one, you know, and stuff like that. Unless my YouTube channel, I mean, my webcam is just messing up, man. I'm having problems with my computer anyway, man. I'm about ready to kick this Dell to the curb, man. What a piece of shit. Anyway, it's time to fucking hit the junkyard with Dell, man. I do not like Dell computers, man. They're terrible. Okay. Anybody got any recommendations for a hard drive company, a computer company I could, you know, buy a nice hard drive other than Dell? Dell is terrible, man. And then Microsoft, of course, they're always throwing these stupid updates to me. Like they delay me for 20 minutes. Oh, you have an update we have to install on your computer. I don't want it. My computer is working just fine. Why do you gotta screw around with me? Microsoft, terrible, man. I'm gonna get rid of Microsoft too, man. They're going to the curb too, just like Dell, man. Oh my God. Oh, that's enough of that ranting, man. Oh my God. Yeah, I like this. I like the way you kind of just, this little poker here, just kind of it kind of tells the story from like the moon up here, the background. Don't know what the hell's back there. Who knows? Maybe zombies. Who fucking knows, man? And then we're getting closer and closer to the entrance of the Valley of the Dead. You know, we're getting closer. That's probably about a mile down there, you know, 2 miles down there. So we're talking puny images if people were to walk down there and stuff like that. Because this is where you really come in if you dare to go into this section here. You know, if you dare, you know, so I don't know. I just wanted to create something that was, you know, kind of dark and gloomy and post-apocalyptic. And of course, like I said, I got other paintings in progress right now. So basically, it is actually, you know, I'm in that particular mood right now for this type of paintings. It's just nothing to do with, well, maybe this is the way I actually, if you want to know the truth, this is the way I view the world. Because of what's going on in the world, all around the world, yeah, I don't have to explain that to you. It's horrible, man. So this is the way I view our world. With the other kind of gloomy paintings I'm working on and my previous paintings lately, I don't have much hope for mankind, to tell you the truth, man. Oh my God, it's terrible. But enough with that shit. Anyway, I like this. I kind of follow the slider down here and just kind of look as you're just looking down here. Looks pretty good to me if you ask me, man. Looks pretty good. It looks better in person probably than it does on my on this video. So anyway, we're gonna shut this down and hopefully, well, the next time you do see this painting, it will be completely completed. And I just wanted to give you, I would say it's probably about 95% done, which is pretty good. About 95% done. I got about 5 more, maybe 8% more to do in this section down here, but that's about it. You got to stop sometime, folks. You got to stop sometime. You can't just keep going on and going on and going on and going on. You got to put the cork in the bottle, so to speak, and move on to the next painting. But anyway, like I said, hopefully in about 3 weeks I'll come back with the final product and show you, and hopefully you'll like it even more than this. I got some cool ideas for down here. Cool ideas. You know, not really heavy-duty ideas, but you know, they're pretty cool looking. So we're going to get going, and we will see you on YouTube. Until then, let me pop the off button on this. Hopefully it'll say